Hello students. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is life processes, we were talking about the circulatory system in a human being. We have seen with the help of a flow chart that how the blood used to carry from one place to the another. It means how the blood used to be carried from the left portion of the heart to that of the different part of the body, finally reaches to the right portion, and then it reaches to the lungs, and from lungs it will come back to the left portion again. So this is how the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood used to travel from one place of the heart to the other. This is the double circulation, and the reason for being the double circulation, since it is used for here the two circulation occur, students. So the first circulation is the pulmonary circulation, and the second circulation is of the systematic circulation is there. Pulmonary circulation is what in which it involves the circulation of the blood from the heart to the lungs, and again from the lungs it comes back to the heart. And in case of a systematic circulation, it includes the movement of the blood from that of the heart to all the part of the body, and finally from every part of the body it will reaches to the heart again. So this is how the double circulation happen. Since it basically happened in that of the human being, they are having four chamber, so the blood used to be transferred from the in the heart. So what does that mean here, student? It means that the blood used to be carried from one place to the another, or we can say that the blood is carried with the help of the blood vessel twice in that of the heart, due to which we call it as a double circulation. We will call it a double circulation. Here, between the two portions of the heart, there is a septum. This partition wall help in dividing the oxygenated blood, prevent mixing of that of the oxygenated blood to that of the deoxygenated blood. While if we talk about that of the in case of the fishes, so we will find that the fishes are having a single circulation. It means there is a consisting of atrium and that of the ventricle only. So first of all, the blood it used to carry the oxygen from that of the gills to each and every part of the body, and from there the deoxygenated blood will be carried to that of the heart again, and here it is first enter into the atrium, and then it will enter into the ventricles, and through that it will reach us to gills and thrown out through the body. So this is how the movement of that of the oxygen occur in case of the fishes. And fishes are what? These used to show the single circulation. So double circulation in us, single circulation in that of the fishes. Moving on, and we will see here now today heart beat. Heartbeat. Basically, student, when we talk about the heartbeat, so you have used this term many times. It means when you get scared, when you are doing some physical exercises, when you are running, at that time you will say that your heartbeat increases. What does that the heartbeat means? So biologically we can say here that what happened when the blood reaches to the ventricles. Role of the ventricle, it used to take this blood and throw it into that of the arteries. Okay, so for doing so, the ventricle used to contract, right? So ventricle contracts and pushes the blood to that of the arteries. Now when it contracts, pushes the blood to the arteries, then it relaxes. Then all the blood from that of the vein fill that of the heart. Remember, student, ventricle contracts, pushing the blood into that of the arteries, and then it gets relaxed. So the veins used to carry the blood, fill the heart with that of the blood. So this contraction and relaxation of the heart determines the heartbeat of a person. So we can write it here that heart keeps on contracting and relaxing. keeps on contracting and relaxing by pushing the heart, pushing the blood into arteries through pushing the blood into arteries through ventricles while contracting and then relaxes, making the blood to enter in the body, enter in the heart, from veins. So this contraction and relaxation occur because of the contraction of the heart, pushing the heart into that of the ventricles and relaxing so that the veins used to carry the oxygenated blood to that of the heart, students. So this contraction and the relaxation of the heart will make the heartbeat. And here we can say one thing, that is one complete contraction and relaxation of heart, contraction and relaxation of heart is called a heartbeat. Complete contraction and relaxation of the heart is called as the heartbeat. So one heartbeat is what is the complete contraction and relaxation of the heart, students. Okay, now when a person relaxes or is in the rest position, then what is the heartbeat of a person? So it is about 70 to 72. Okay, so we can write here. We can write it here, students, that is the heart usually beat 70 to 72 times per minute. Okay, per minute. Okay, so this is the word average heartbeat when a person is at rest position. When a person is at rest position, then the average heartbeat of a person is 70 to 72 times per minute. So this is what, student, this is the average heartbeat of a person who is at a rest position. That is 70 to 72 times per minute. Now the question arises that whether this will remain as it is for every person? No. Means in every situation? Absolutely not. You see, if a person is doing physical exercises, at that time the heartbeat increases. It means at that time the average heartbeat of the person will not remain to 70 to 72 times, but it will get increased. And the reason is that since now the person need a lot of oxygen, so the heart have to pump a lot of oxygen, and due to which the heartbeat of the person also increases. So how much it will be, students? So it can be about near to that of the 100 times per minute. So we can write here that the average heartbeat or the heartbeat of a person, the heartbeat of a person also varies from situation, as doing physical exercise, the heartbeat increases to 100 times per minute. 100 times per minute. So we can say here that the heartbeat of a person, it totally depends upon the kind of a situation. It means if the person is at rest position, at that time the heartbeat will 70 to 72. And if the person is doing physical exercise or any kind of a physical work, at that time the heartbeat will increases to 100 minute per time. So if we have to write that, why is it so, students? So we will write it because this time the body, they need more energy while doing the physical exercise. Obviously a person need more energy. So heart have to pump more blood so that the oxygen can reach to each and every part of the cell. So we can say here, while doing physical exercise, a person need more energy. So our heart works faster. Okay, so our heart, it works faster. That's why it needs more energy. Now this is all about that of the heartbeat, student. Let us move on and we will see that what about a pulse? What is a pulse? So let us see pulse. So every time when the heart contracts, student, it forces the blood to reach into the artery, and due to which the arteries expand, and this is called as a pulse. You have heard about the pulse rate, students, by checking it with on your wrist, even on your neck portion. So it is because of the expansion of the arteries when the blood is forced by the heart into the arteries. So we can write it here, blood pulse. Blood enters to arteries. It enters to arteries and makes the arteries expand little. Makes the arteries to expand little. Makes arteries to expand little. This expansion of an artery each time in the blood is forced into it, called pulse. That is called as a pulse. So expansion of the artery each time so that the blood is forced into that of the arteries, due to which it gets expand, and that we called as a pulse, students. Now the pulse rate of a person is equals to the heartbeat. equal to the, that is 72 times per minute. 72 times per minute. This is what? This is the pulse rate. So we can say that when a person is resting, at that time when you check the pulse of the person, we will find that it will be equal to 72 times per minute. Okay. So this is about that of the pulse, students. Now this pulse also varies when the person is doing physical exercise. Obviously, when the heartbeat increases, at that time that of the pulse rate also increases, students. Now basically what happened, how can you find the pulse rate of a person? So you have seen many times the doctors, they used to touch your wrist or your neck in order to check your pulse rate. Why is it so? Why they are checking to these particular places, a student, not everywhere? Why they are not checking this here or anywhere in your body? Actually, the arteries which is present in our body, they are present very deep inside that of the body, right? And due to which it is not possible for them to recognize easily that arteries are flowing through this portion. It does not mean that arteries are not flowing, but it is present deep inside to that of the skin. But sometimes some of the arteries are there which is very close to the skin of the is close to the skin of the body. So it is possible to get the pulse rate from these arteries. Now the question arises that which are the arteries present where? So arteries which is present near to your wrist, which is present to your neck portion, they are supposed to be very close to that of the skin, and it is because of that we are able to get the pulse rate of a person from these locations. Okay, so we can write it here, that is we can feel the pulse we can feel the pulse at wrist, temple and neck, where arteries are close to the skin. Arteries are close to that of the skin. So by putting the middle finger and that of the index finger, these two fingers will help in finding that of the pulse of a person. So you have seen that the doctor, they used to check the pulse with the help of these portion. Okay. So this is about the pulse, students. So we have understood what is a pulse, what is a pulse rate. Moving on, and we will see the blood pressure. How we can measure the blood pressure of a person, or what do we understand by blood pressure? Blood pressure. Now let us write it that what does that mean? The pressure by which the blood is reaches to that of the heart, that we call as a blood pressure. So pressure at which the blood is pumped, through which the blood is pumped around the body to the heart, around the body to the heart, is called blood pressure. is called blood pressure. Now this blood pressure is also divided into two. Let me tell you what does that mean. Here what happened, when a body used to pump blood throughout the body, it used to occur with the blood pressure, with the pressure that we call as a blood pressure. Now it is basically divided into two types, that is diastolic and systolic pressure. What is the systolic pressure? When the heart contract and throw the blood into the arteries with the pressure, that pressure is called as a systolic pressure. And when it relaxes and receives the blood in it, that is called as a diastolic pressure. So let me tell you what is the diastolic and systolic pressure it is. So the phase of the heart, so we can write here that the maximum pressure at which the blood leaves the heart, leaves the heart through the main artery, that is called as aorta, is systolic pressure. That is called as a systolic pressure. So the maximum pressure at which it leaves the heart through that of the main artery, that is called as the systolic pressure. So when it contracts to throw the blood in that of the vessel, so that pressure is called as the systolic pressure, students. Okay. Then what is diastolic pressure? So we can write here the minimum pressure at which the blood is received into that of the heart, that is called as diastolic pressure. The minimum pressure in the arteries during the relaxation phase of the heart is called diastolic pressure. Diastolic pressure. So one is systolic pressure, another is diastolic pressure. Now the question arises that what will be a normal diastolic and the systolic pressure of a human being? So it should be 120 systolic pressure, 120 mmHg, because we are using an instrument that is called a sphygmomanometer, which is basically consisting of the mercury. That is why we are writing here that 120 mmHg, and the pressure which is present, a normal diastolic pressure will be 80 mmHg. So the normal blood pressure of a person, it will be 120/80 mmHg. This is the normal blood pressure of a person. So it should be written as a 120/80. Okay, this is the diastolic and the systolic pressure of a person. Now here the question arises that how do we measure the blood pressure of a person? So before that, let me tell you that this is the normal condition, normal pressure of a blood pressure of a person. If this much blood pressure is coming, so we will say that the person blood pressure is normal. If less than this, then we will say that the blood pressure is low, and if more than that, then we will say that blood pressure is high. When the blood pressure is high blood pressure causes hypertension, and this is quite a dangerous for the person who is having a sugar issue or that of the heart problem. What happens when the pressure increases? This will cause the burst. Means where if the pressure increases a lot, this will cause the capillaries also burst and the blood starts coming out of it. So we will simply understand that high blood pressure causes hypertension. That causes hypertension. Now let us try to understand that how a person blood pressure is measured, students. So for that, a device is there which we call as a sphygmomanometer. Let me write it, that blood pressure is measured by an instrument called sphygmo, that is called as sphygmomanometer. Sphygmomanometer, students. Now what happened? This is sphygmomanometer. It is having a rubber shape, a cuff is there, which basically used in to cover a portion, a part of the body, which will help to find the pressure of a possible pressure of a person. So basically, this cuff is used to wrap the person's arm. Okay, so this rubber cuff of the sphygmomanometer is to wrap the person's arm, and then we used to increase the pressure. Now the pressure that we will increase, it will be reaches up to that of the 200 mmHg. So while doing so, what we are actually doing, when we increases the pressure, so you will find that the grip of this rubber cuff will also get increased, and ultimately a stage will reach when there will be no flow of the blood will happen through that of the blood vessel. Means blood will stop here, students. Okay, so suppose we have used this arm for that of the rubber cuff. Now with the help of that of the sphygmomanometer, we will increase the pressure. Then what happens? The grip of this rubber cuff will also increases. It will held very tightly with the arm, and due to which the blood will not flow through the arm. The blood will stop moving. Now they will release it. They will lose that of the rubber cuff. And due to which what happened, the blood starts flowing from this arm to the lower portion of the arm, students. So at that time, it is coming with the maximum pressure. So with the help of the stethoscope, which is used in order to hear that of the beat, the sound produced by it. So what happened? The doctors which are looking for the blood pressure of the person, they will hear the first sound. So this first sound, which is coming after loosening that of the sphygmomanometer, after loosening that of the rubber cuff, so this is called as that of the systolic pressure, because it is coming with the high pressure, students. And then the sound keeps on going and becomes fade, and finally the sound will stop coming. So this is the relaxation phase of the heart, and that is the diastolic pressure. So by increasing the pressure and then decreasing the pressure, help in finding the blood pressure of a person. Okay, so this is how we can measure the blood pressure of a person, students. Okay, so first of all, we will increase this up to 200 mm, then we will lose it by decreasing it. Again it will goes down and the sound will come out. So the first sound will help in telling the systolic pressure, and then after a few times the sound will fade and finally stops. That is the diastolic pressure of a person.